So, how far can you go? Do you think you have lived all of your life to get that level of income that you've got today? Have you lived all your life, or can you go so much further? How much further do you think you can really go? What if you actually went to that ideal number and you started to earn that $1 million a year? How would you feel? Would that feel good? So I'm going to give you 7 strategies right now. This is going to be very interacting. This is when the training takes place. So you're going to have to, I saw microphones here, which means that you've got to talk on these ones. Everybody's got ears and mouths and eyes, so you're going to have to connect with people around you. And I want you to start to apply some of these strategies as we go through. Would that be okay? Because I had to fly all the way from Taiwan, and I want to make sure that you get value. I want to be sweating by the time I leave here, or my wife will send me back, and I won't get to have a hot pot. Do you know what hot pot is? Oh yeah, it's good, isn't it? So how far can you go? Now, the first exercise here is inside of self-awareness. Remember, self-awareness is understanding why we think and feel the way that we do. It's the start of everything. If we have no self-awareness, we can't build up self-regulation or motivation or empathy or social skills. So we're going to focus our energy and attention on this one exercise. So let's do this. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to stand up. I know your bellies are full from lunch. And what I want you to do, I want you to stand facing forward, and I want you to look down and put your feet directly forward as if your feet were pointing towards 12 on the clock. And providing everybody's got a right arm, I'd like you to raise your right hand up, just like mine. And then what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to move around, just your arm and your body. I'd like you to move it as far away as you can go around you. And I want you to see how far you can point to. Now, see how far you can point, and I want you to remember that place that you're pointing to. And just imagine if that was a 6, a 7, or 8, or a 9 on the clock. Okay, have you remembered that? So mine's at probably 7. Okay, good. Where did you get yours to? Where did you get yours to? 7, 6? 7? 8, good. 8? 7? Lots of 7 and 8s, good. Anyone want to be a 10? Got any 10s, any 9s? 7, good. 7:30? 7 and made it stretch to 8. Wow, good. Gentlemen. 7? 8. Okay, good. Now let me ask you a question whilst you're standing up. Where did you get to? 7. Why didn't you go to 8? You couldn't. Not flexible enough. Interesting. We'll test that. Who stopped you? The cramp. Okay, where did you get to? Where would have you liked to go? Yeah. Why didn't you go all the way? Where did you get to? 8. Why didn't you go to 9? Where did you want to go? Further. But see, this is preset in our mind, isn't it? And I'm going to prove it to you later on. So thank you so much. Have a seat. Now I want you to discuss this with the person next to you. 60 seconds. I want you to try to think of the reasons what prevented you from going any further. So on your table, 60-second group discussion. If you're on the chairs on the outside, turn around, speak to the people behind you. And I want you to start to understand what prevented you from going further. We're going to build up this self-awareness. It's like building a brick wall, putting one brick in there at a time. So why didn't you go any further? Okay. So maybe the body. Maybe the body stopped you from going any further. Then the thoughts kicked in. Okay. Who else is worried about what other people think? Interesting, isn't it? Good. Michael. You didn't know it was a test? It was. So where did you get to? 8. Okay. Why didn't you get to 9? So Michael says he didn't realise it was a test. Good. Excellent feedback. Where did you get to? You got to 8. Why didn't you go further? What prevented you? Okay, so we're going to blame the back. Just get rid of it. See how you go then. No back. We'll see how you go. You didn't move your feet? Good. No, you did it right because the feet were going to stay there. Facing forward. Good. You followed instructions. Ladies, where did you get to? What prevented you from going to 8:30 or 9 o'clock?
Twinge of pain and the voice went, can't do that.
The voice. Okay.
I'm an 8, but I said uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Does it sound like a self-sabotaging behaviour? How often do you go and say, you know, I should... This happened to me in real estate. I was driving down the street and I had this intuition from the gut. The gut has 500 billion neural networks. It's super smart. Your gut is the biggest brain in your body. Your heart's got 50 billion neural networks and your head brain's got about 50,000. It's like a cockroach in comparison to everything else. So I'm driving down the street and I get this intuitive hit. And I said, somebody's going to sell on this street. So I pulled over and I went and knocked on the doors, and it's called a 336. If you see a sign, you go and knock on 3 doors down here, 3 doors over there, 6 doors over here, and you're going to find a home seller. And you wouldn't believe it, I found someone. I found a home seller. Guy in my office, I speak to him the next day, he said, you wouldn't believe it, Daniel, I drove down the same street. And I thought to myself, somebody's selling here. But I went back to the office to get my cards. So whilst he's back at the office getting his business cards, I'm knocking on the door and I've already got the listing. A third guy from our office, he said, you wouldn't believe it, somebody got the listing. And I said, well, what happened? He said, well, I drove down there, I got this gut intuition, and I thought to myself, I'll do it tomorrow. And the guy who got the listing was me. I got the 10 grand. We all had that same intuitive hit. But we start to doubt ourselves. Is it really true? Where did you get to? 7. Okay. 7? 7? Good.
7, but stretched to 8.
Okay. What prevented you from stretching to 9?
Tried, and then the mental preconception that the body can't do a complete 180.
It's a pre-program, isn't it? Preconception. I've got a preconceived idea in my mind that stops me so I don't try. So just put your pen down. Try to pick up your pen. It's either you do or you don't. So we've got to challenge everything. Does this make sense? Good. My friend from Taiwan, Ni hao. Where did you get to?
9.
9. Why didn't you go to 10?
I can, if you can give it a try.
You can now. So you see what happens is later on we have a bit of a thought process, don't we? Thank you. And we go, well, maybe I could have done it. So let's test this and let's see how much further we can go. So how much further would you like to go? If you could do that exercise again, if you could do it again, we won't, but if you could, where would you like to go to? 10. 1. Excellent. Hey, why not? Can you go, it's like Kate before, she went 550% over target. So why can't you go to 1? Why not? Who says you can't? Yeah. These are the stories that we tell ourselves. Making sense?